Okay, do you guys want kids eventually? If so, how many?
Just one. Kidding. Probably like 4 or 5.
2 or 3. Hey everyone!
Welcome back to the channel. Jonas and I will be doing a Q&A. There was so many good questions, so I'm so excited to answer those today, so let's get started.
Alright, how close is the triple-double on bars and floor?
So the triple-double for floor has actually been going pretty good. I've just been doing it on the rod floor just to save the body and not move it over to the floor quite yet. I think in the next couple of weeks or so I'll start moving over to the floor, onto the resi mat, and then kind of go from there. So that's been actually going really well. And then for bars, that's been a tricky one. It's actually been quite an adventure trying to work on that a couple times a week. I've moved it on to a couple 8-inchers, so it's coming along. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm excited. It's been a fun new skill, and it's able to, especially during this hard time, it kind of challenges me to work on something kind of crazy and fun.
And this person also asks, what happened to the half on, 2.5 off on vault? Would you try and compete it?
So I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard or knew back in 2015 Worlds that I got disqualified because I was doing the chain off of one arm. And doing it off of one arm, it was just because it helped me to start twisting to get the wrap in. That's why my arm comes off, because I go to pull it in. And so when I did the half on 2.5 a couple years ago before the last Olympics, I posted a video of it on Instagram. And that was like one way I could make the 2.5 so easily, is because I started that twist so early. So now that I've worked on it and been working to get both hands onto the table, it's definitely been a challenge for me to accomplish that, and it's still not 100% every day, but it's getting a lot better. So with that being said, I don't think I'll be doing that anytime soon. I was really hoping with my comeback that I would get to have the opportunity to maybe compete that and get it named after me, but with the one arm on the vault table, that's kind of messed things up for that skill. So we'll see, maybe I can play around with it and see if it's good off of both arms.
What is one skill you wish you had?
With that one skill, I'd probably say that one, just because it's so unique, it's cool, no one's ever done it, and it was cool that I could do it, so I definitely want to bring that one back. That was cool.
Favorite teammate to train / compete with?
Definitely have to say Simone. She makes it such a fun time. She's such a good athlete. It's so fun to be around her, to train with her when we're at camp. Even when we were competing, we got to room together for the first time at Worlds, so that was really fun to catch up on, have some girl talk, and get back to the swing of things. So I definitely say Simone for sure.
What is it like being married and in a different stage of life than most of the other gymnasts you compete with? And also, how do you keep yourself motivated to continue your training?
So for the married part, I would say everyone was super happy for me, so I kind of feel like nothing's really changed there. It's kind of stayed the same, and it's been honestly better for me. I think it helps motivate me, it pushes me. It's nice coming home to your #1 supporter and someone that makes you feel so good and helps you get back into the swing of things when you're having a tough day, or you just need someone to lean and cry on. So he's getting better with listening. Sometimes he kind of has a hard time with that, but he's gotten better for sure. But yeah, I'd say it definitely helps me better in the gym. I know the coaches are always like, "Where's Jonas today?" And he's gone a lot for work, but when he is here and he comes into the gym to do some YouTube video stuff and different things like that. So they definitely think that it's better when he's in the gym, because it helps motivate me and do a little bit better. But yeah, I'd say for the most part, it's great. It's the best thing ever.
And also, how do you keep yourself motivated to continue your training?
I'd have to say these last couple months have been really, really rough, and I know, social media sometimes can make things seem perfect and we have the best lives ever, but we don't. We go through ups and downs, we go through struggles, and that's one thing that I definitely through this YouTube channel would want to touch more on, just because gymnastics is hard and our lives are not anywhere close to perfect. And I really like have had times where, you know, I'm like, I just want to quit, like, you know, why is the Olympics pushed back another year? This is so hard. And, you know, just keep on remembering those goals and dreams that I've had ever since I was a little girl, and to remember why I'm doing this. And, you know, this journey has already gone so far, so I know I can't give up yet. There's still so much of my story that hasn't been finished, so.
This is a good one. How did you take wedding pictures the day before your wedding? And tell me about your ring. Did Jonas design it? Yes. Do you wear a wedding band? Because of the shape, I imagine it would be hard to find one. Yes. I just want wedding details. You take the first one. Talk about how did you take wedding pictures the day before the wedding?
Did we take them the day before? I can't even remember.
We took them before. I don't know. Yeah, it was a few days before.
It was a few days before. Definitely not the day before. I think one thing, I'm LDS, so I think we get married inside the LDS temple, and so I think for us, a lot of times it gets really busy that day. So yeah, like once we come out of the temple, we take pictures with the grooms, the brides, the bridesmaids, the family, and stuff like that, and it just kind of helps it go quicker if you kind of do it a couple days before. So that's kind of why we did ours before. So that's kind of fun. It's something kind of different.
Also to have like pictures at the reception of us in like my suit and dress.
Yeah. So everyone can like see like the cute pictures put up, which is also a really cute idea.
Tell me about your ring. I did design it, kind of. There's a jeweler that Michaela had liked for a really long time. Super cool stuff, but this was a style of ring. And then I picked the color, the size, and then I designed the band. So I didn't really design the whole thing, but I had the band go skinny to wide, and then with diamonds. What is it called? Bejeweled?
I don't know.
There's a term for diamonds on the band. I forget, but.
But I really wanted the pear shape, and I really liked the baguettes, that like were on some other rings, and so I decided to go with the pear and the baguettes. It was like my final choice. So Jonas. She kind
of knew like what it was gonna look like, because we talked a bit about it, but so yeah, I didn't like really design it, but I tweaked it. Okay, do you guys want kids eventually? If so, how many?
Just one. Kidding. Probably like 4 or 5.
2 or 3.
No, 4 or 5 would be good.
Yeah. Keyword eventually. Not anytime soon.
Soon.
Well, we've at least the Olympics.
We can't yet, but yeah.
What's your favorite new skill you're practicing?
Definitely have to say the triple double off bars. It's been the most exciting, most dangerous skill that I've been doing, so that's been fun to work.
Another one. Have you thought about your life together after college? Kids, a house, etc.
We were actually going to move to Utah if the Olympics didn't get delayed, because we both have to go up and finish school. So I just have 24 more credits left, so a year. And I don't know.
I have like a year and a half left.
I want to have kids as soon as possible. Jonas might want to wait on that one, so we'll see.
Do you think gymnasts who weren't eligible to compete at the Olympics this year should be allowed to compete at Tokyo 2021?
This is a really good question.
It's a heated question.
I mean, I don't want to come off rude or anything, because I know that...
Ooh.
What?
No, nothing.
No. Just because I know, like, I'm sure a lot of girls are super excited to have the opportunity, which I think is still amazing. But I think it wasn't really their time to have the Olympics. They were still going to have to wait 4 years. And it's still considered the 2020 Olympics, so it's kind of weird to me that it is like that. If I was in that position, you know, I'd probably be like, oh, that's cool. I get to, you know, try for the Olympics. But at the same time, I kind of think it's not fair, and I don't think it should have happened. So that's kind of my thoughts on it.
Are you planning on competing the triple double off bars at the Olympics? If so, would it be named the Skinner or the Harmer?
We've actually had a debate on this one.
Yeah, it has to be the Skinner, I guess, because we haven't legally changed Michaela's name yet. Unless you can choose. I don't know if you can choose to name it.
I don't know. I think it should be the Skinner, but just because I've had so many things so close so many times where I could have gotten stuff named after me and haven't yet, so I think it should stay the Skinner, but maybe you guys can comment down below and think.
Or like the Michaela. That would be cool.
That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, comment down below and tell us tell us your thoughts on that, what it should be called. If I do. But it also, like I said, this skill is very, very hard. It's harder than it looks. And so with all the upgrades I'm trying to put into my routine, and we'll see what happens or what doesn't happen, that probably will be very hard to put at the end of a bar routine, just saying. So we'll see how it goes. So if I do get the opportunity to do it, it'll be so awesome. So I'm working on it, so we'll see.
Will you be coaching college or elite gym after the Olympics? Will you open your own gym? Ooh.
My older sister, Chelsea, is always like, let's open a gym, like I'll run the cheer part, because she did cheer once upon a time in her life, and she'd want me to run the gymnastics, and pretty much at every gym I've been to in my life, my mom has worked at the front office, so she's like, okay mom, you can start working again, like you can work in the front office. So I mean, we've kind of talked about it. I don't really know if that would happen. I think it would maybe be cool down the road. I mean, especially after the Olympic run and how everything turns out, I might kind of just want to break from gym for a while, just because I definitely need that. But maybe down the road I'll kind of want to get back into gymnastics. So I don't really know if I'd coach club if I didn't own a gym, but I think maybe coaching in college and being an assistant coach would be really fun. So that would be pretty cool, I think.
Do you think the Olympics being deferred a year is going to be an advantage or disadvantage for you?
I keep going back and forth on that one because it's hard, just because when I wanted to come back into the elite scene, I really only wanted to have a year. Just tried to push my hardest and go all in. But it has been nice in some ways to like have extra time to train, to work on upgrades, do things that I maybe never would have. I don't know, I'm just trying to look at the bright side of things and trying to look at it as a positive, just because that's all I can do.
Why don't you have any Utah leotards? This was asked a lot on the leotard video too.
So with Utah, you don't really get to keep any of the Leos until you are actually graduated. So since I deferred my senior year, I don't really get any of those Leos or anything like that. And I don't really think we get to really keep all of them. We just get to like pick out a couple that we would like to keep. I'm not really sure how all that works. Maybe you can keep all of them. That's why I don't have any Utah Leos, but forever and always, go Utes.
When will you start live streaming Animal Crossing?
Well, we don't even have Animal Crossing, so...
We just got a Switch. We have Mario Party and Super Smash Bros. So if you guys would watch, we'll live stream that. We have really, really heated Mario Party games.
Yeah, it's not good. Jonas and I are really, really competitive, and I don't do well with losing when it comes to games. And it's even worse because he always wins at games and everything he does. So it's usually better if someone else wins, but every time Jonas wins, it just gets so frustrating. Like, it's just not fair and I get so mad. So it's just not good. If you guys love it and love the Nintendo Switch one, let me know, because I'll definitely jump on that. So.
But yeah, if anyone will watch, we'll live stream it. Good question, Ben. What advice would you give your 16-year-old self when you were trying for your first Olympics?
Well,
don't look at me, I don't know.
I'm just trying to think.
Get Steve Penny fired before the 2016 Olympics.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Wait till Marta's gone.
No, just to maybe have been a little bit more positive. I think during the Olympics, just because there were times, like, I did everything that I could during all the training, all the practices, but sometimes I did get a little negative, and it kind of like was hard, and I got super stressed and put all that pressure on myself. So maybe just to be a little bit more positive and maybe enjoy the moment a little bit more.
What did you go to school for, and do you plan to go into that field after the Olympics?
So I'm in journalism and broadcasting, and then I was like, you know what, like, I've been interviewed so many times, so I think it'd be really fun to be a sports broadcaster. My main goal would to be Pac-12 and do like gymnastics, and then maybe move on to some other sports. Or I think it'd be really cool to do the NBC Olympics, So kind of just wherever it were to take me.
How old were you when you started gymnastics? Please use this in your Q&A.
I was 5 when I started gymnastics. Was that really all? I thought it was
Yes.
I probably would have started sooner, but my sisters taught me gymnastics in the house, so I kind of already went in with a head start and started at level 4.
This one's not a question, but I thought it was funny. Had to read the caption because I thought this was a gender reveal.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
No. How were you protected from Larry Nassar? Was your coach always with you? You were so lucky.
Yeah, so for the most part, Lisa was with me. I was never like really injured that much, so when I was younger, I never really did much treatment or got anything done. I just didn't like it. I was always so exhausted and tired that I would either just like ice after camp and like go back to the room. But there was one time when we were at championships, I can't remember what year it was, and Larry's like, yeah, like she can come back over here into this room, or there's like a place with like a curtain back in one of the hall gyms. And, you know, Lisa was like, okay, well, I'll go with her, because she kind of thought it was weird. So nothing had happened to me there. And then there's another time where we could sign up for massages, and I kind of was past the time that there were massages still available. So he said, oh, she can come to my room at this time if she wants a massage. And then, you know, Lisa just kind of told him, oh, that's kind of late, like she'll be competing tomorrow, so I think she'll just go back to her room and rest. So there were like a couple times things were kind of weird, but I feel like I mean, I didn't really have Larry that much. He was with us 2014 Worlds, and if I was ever around him, we were all in the same room with each other. All of us girls were getting treated by him and Debbie, so nothing had really happened there. And then he'd come to like a couple camps, but other than that, it was like after 2014 Worlds, stuff kind of had started getting weird, and then that's when like everything came out in 2016. So I was really, really lucky. I feel super blessed that I never had anything happen. So
Would you accept being an alternate again for the Olympics? Also, what is Jonas's degree in?
So I thought about that one, and it was kind of sad because I had a dream like a couple months ago of me actually like being an alternate again for the Olympics, and it was not a good dream.
She called me, she was crying.
And it's like really hard because I feel like after being the alternate and having that experience that like, I mean, like, it's so cool to be an alternate, and maybe this experience would be different now that, you know, Steve Penny's gone, and like we probably wouldn't be treated the same, you know, so like.
Get Steve Penny fired before the 2016 Olympics.
Yeah, that would have been nice. That might make things a little bit better, but being an alternate at the last Olympics definitely made you feel like you were a piece of crap, like you weren't anything. I felt like I just was never on the Olympic team. And so for me, like, I told myself after being an alternate for the last Olympics, I was like, I'm never being an alternate again. And I was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to do the Olympics again, but if I do, I'm not being an alternate. Like, I'm just not going through it. It was horrible. So I've thought about it, especially since it was getting close to the Olympics a couple months ago. I was like, man, like if I had to be an alternate again, would I do it? And I was really thinking about it, and it's hard because, yeah, maybe I wouldn't want to be an alternate. I don't think anybody really does. But then I'm like, it would really suck if you decline the opportunity and then, you know, we're out in the Olympics, sitting there, and, you know, someone got sick or someone got hurt, and you had to go in for the team, and you would have been like, oh, I could have gone in, but, you know, I decided to decline the opportunity. So I think that would really suck. So it is kind of hard deciding on what I would do, but I think, like, if I've come this far, I should at least do it one last time and whatever with that. So I don't know, it'd be really hard, I think, for me to like stay positive through it, but I've been an alternate so many times, so I'm really gonna work my butt off so I don't have to do it again. So we'll see. But yeah.
And my degree is in marketing, so I've got like a year and a half left.
Also, I feel like some of you guys are still kind of confused on what Jonas does for work. I'm sure there's been a lot of new people that have come onto our channel and watched and don't really know what Jonas does. He's gone a lot, which kind of sucks during the summer. But I don't know, you just want to explain kind of what you do?
Yeah, I work for Vivint. We do smart home automation and security systems. I am on a team. The team is in Washington, D.C. right now, like the Maryland area. And so I travel a lot. Really, I only work like the summer, and then the rest of the year, you know, we just party. So that's why no one thought that I had a job when we got married, because we got married in November, so I was done working really for the year. And I was just home, stay-at-home husband. Yeah, so people didn't think I had a job. But the idea is that you work really hard in the summer to make enough money to pay for school, and so you don't have to work during the school year, so you just focus on studying. So that's kind of how it works. But now I'm just doing like a few classes online and managing the YouTube channel. And that's it. That's all the questions. Obviously it's not all of them, but those are the ones that we got to. So thank you to everyone that commented, asked questions. Thank you to everyone that follows along and leaves comments and likes our videos.
83% of you guys are not subscribed to my channel, so it would mean the world to me if you would go and like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. We love you guys. I'll catch you guys later.